Hello and welcome to this February 21st, 2011 video version of Invested Central's Anatomy of a Trade. I'm Tom Boley, Invested Central's Chief Market Strategist, and it's my pleasure to provide you this week's Anatomy of a Trade. This presentation is brought to you by StockCharts.com, simply the web's best financial charts. Taking a look at Hornbeck Offshore Services, this is ticker symbol HOS. This was a setup that we put out to our gold members back on February the 6th of 2011, so just a couple of weeks ago. What we were looking at, you can see that the stock had a pretty sharp downturn back in May and early June, right around the time of the flash crash. Of course, a lot of the stocks were getting hit pretty hard. This stock in particular, though, lost about 50% of its value in just a little over a month. And then slowly, you can see this trend line right here. Slowly it built up and has continued to hold this line, and now we've got 3 or 4 points on this trend line which have held. So this is a pretty strong uptrend line. Now we were watching it. The stock came up, got close to making a breakout right in here in early December, but notice when it tried to make this breakout, look at the MACD, which was lower. So we had a long-term negative divergence in play that suggested that momentum was slowing, and sure enough, Hornbeck HOS did fall back over the course of the next month or so. Now when it regained its strength and it broke back up above the early December highs, notice the volume here in late January, early February to support this move to the upside. That was a very good technical indication that the move was likely to be for real, that we would continue to see an upside movement. Take a look at the MACD. The moving average convergence divergence was pointing straight up at this point. So the 12-day exponential moving average was actually diverging away from the 26-day exponential moving average, and that suggests that the bulls were completely in control. So normally when we see that, a stock breaking to the upside, the MACD above the center line and pointing higher, many times when you come back down, the 20-day moving average is a great point of entry. Now we liked it first on this price support level right here at about 23.40, 23.50 or so, but then also a second entry we suggested down on a 20-day tester as we were approaching the 20-day. So HOS did go back down right to the 20-day. You can kind of see bounced off this green line here and then came back up. So our average entry, I don't know, somewhere maybe around 22 or maybe about 23.20, something like that. And then we had a nice move back up and hit this major resistance area up near 24.80. So the entry turned out to be good. We were looking for the 20-day to hold, but a final line in the sand we wanted to use was that uptrend line that had started back off the June lows, had been tested in September and then again in January. That was a key trend line on the way up, so that was our final line in the sand to the downside, but we never really got close to that. We've turned, and actually just recently Hornbeck has made this breakout over this trend line. You can see the volume really came in on Thursday of last week. So I think the stock looks pretty interesting here, but we made our profit, which I've indicated here, 6.9% profit in 8 trading days. And that really was all that we were looking for. So I think this trade worked out really well for us, and it came at a time when the energy sector was approaching a short-term bottom. And while Hornbeck is not necessarily an energy stock, it is a services company that is involved with many energy companies. So anyhow, I thought the trade looked pretty good and we wanted to point it out. But that's what we try to do at Invested Central, is to just try to use our technical knowledge to try to minimize risk and maximize returns. The anatomy of a trade is designed to communicate the trading style of Invested Central. We use technical analysis tools to determine the appropriate timing of entry and exit points on stocks to maximize returns and minimize risks. For more information on the types of services we offer, please visit our website at www.investedcentral.com. That's www.investedcentral.com. Happy trading.